Hey guys, welcome to Dial MTB again. We're here with the new Santa Cruz Bronson. It is now mixed wheel size only, so 29 up front, 27.5 in the back, and I really think Santa Cruz nailed it on this one. They updated the geometry, so it's got a slacker head tube angle, it's got a longer reach, longer wheelbase, everything you'd expect in a 150mm mountain bike these days. So then they have this sweet gold color that is really cool in person. Like, I can't say that enough. They're also going to come out with like a mossy green color that's going to be super cool. And then this bike weighs in at 32.2 pounds on my scale with no pedals and no water bottle cage. So it's not too bad for how big this bike is. And then let's just go ahead and get into how this thing rides. Let's talk about what actually matters. All right, so how does this bike climb? I'd say it's pretty dang good for a 150, 160mm travel bike with 27.5 in the back, 29 up front. It's definitely smooth. You're not buying this bike to be the fastest climber. And it's not the fastest climber for sure, but it's comfortable. So if you're just gonna be grinding it up and having a blast on the descent, then I think this is gonna work just fine for you. I'm not gonna spend too much time on the climbing portion of this video because I don't think many people care about that if you're buying this bike. I mean, you want it to be efficient, but you're not gonna be racing up hills. So overall for this bike, it's climbs a little bit slower, I'd say, than the high tower. I think it's faster than the mega tower. All that completely makes sense. But overall for this bike, this range, it's a solid like 4 out of 5 for this style. If you're comparing it to a tall boy, and the tall boy is 4.5, this would be probably a 3. So just a little insight right there. But let's go ahead and get to the fun stuff and start descending what this bike was made for. All right guys, here we go. We're out here at Eagle Bike Park. This is where I like to do a lot of my videos for this style of bike because it's got some good stuff. Full flow trail action with some jumps. This thing jumps pretty sweet, pretty comfortable. So if you guys have never rode a mullet bike and are not happy that Santa Cruz with this style, I think you need to try it out. It is pretty dang rad what this bike, how it feels now. That 29 up front is really makes all the obstacles feel a lot smaller, but you're still getting that playfulness of a 27.5. And when things get steep and rockier and gnarly, it's super fun. I can tell right now that I had the 5010 late last year, or I guess summer last year, and I just after a few descents on this, I already know that that's not the bike that I'd pick out of these two. I'd 100% pick the Bronson over the 5010, which I know they're kind of separate categories, but man, this bike is pretty rad. I'm actually contemplating maybe switching it out for my high tower. I have a high tower right now, and this may take the place of it for the rest of this summer and the winter. All right, we're cruising down, shake and bake now. A little rockier, a little bit steeper. And one thing I wanted to talk about was the Santa Cruz updated the rear hub on this bike. Well, I wouldn't say updated, they just changed it from the normal S build. And they went to E13. And some people hate E13 stuff, but I think this case, it was a super good choice of them, because it is such, like, it's a lot better engagement than the DT370 hub that usually comes on their S builds. So for me, I'm pretty stoked about that. And then as we do that little rock section, I wanted to talk about the head tube angle. So they actually, sorry, there's a trail work sign, so I want to make sure I'm not going into anything. But I believe what I saw, it was a 64.3 degree head tube angle. So they really slackened it out, which on these steeper drops and stuff and the rock sections, it's so much confidence. It's rad. Like, it's just, I just wanted to definitely make note of that. I don't think they went too slack with it. They knew the intentions that they wanted to do with this bike, and I think they absolutely killed it. Like, it's just such a fun descending bike, and it climbs pretty freaking good also. So all around, props to Santa Cruz. I think they did an A+ job with the Bronson, and I think some people are going to be mad that it has a 29-inch wheel in the front, but man, I really think that was the best choice they made for this bike. It is so good. Even the hub sounds cooler, I think. A little bit back on that E13 hub. Sounds better. The engagement is a lot better. But anyways, they spec'd this bike with a great tire choice, I think. They went just EXO casing, which I think is all right. And then they went with max grip in the front with a DHF 2.5, and then DHR2 in the rear with Max Terra, which I just think that's such a good combo. I would say the only thing I would expect more or change is just putting an Assegai on the front. I mean, people are going to be using this bike on some pretty rowdy stuff, and the Assegai is a pretty tough tire to beat for that. This bike just handles this stuff so comfortably. It's pretty rad. So I was thinking, who is this bike for? I think it's for the shredder that has one bike, which that's most people, and they're going to be going to some bike parks. They're going to be doing some long days. They might race an enduro or two a year. And then also, kind of the other side, if someone just wants that more comfortable feeling bike, if they don't mind pedaling a little bit harder to get there, it just soaks everything up so good. So I have kind of heard that quite a few Santa Cruz shops, if not all of them, might actually have one or two of these bikes available on opening day, which is June 8th, which is probably the day you're watching this video, if you're staying up to date on all things Santa Cruz and all that. So if you are interested in this bike with the 2021 bike shortage, then probably call your local dealer and see what they have in stock. And I don't think you will be disappointed at all if you go for this bike. It is pretty rad, just like I've said probably 20 times already. Thanks for tuning in to Dialed MTB on this Santa Cruz Bronson, the new one for, well, will be the 2022 model year. And get out and ride, guys, just like always. If you like this video, like and subscribe for more like this, and I will keep doing them. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. And if you want me to do any specific videos, also let me know on that. I'm thinking possibly Bronson versus Hightower video. I think that would be pretty dang good comparison. If you want me to do anything else, let me know, and we will see you in the next one.